All right, ladies and gents. Sorry that this is speeding up at the start. There is no spec delay. So when I'm trying to catch live games, if I'm just a little bit behind, there will be a delay and then a pause. So this is perfect for intros. Yo, I don't know if he's pausing to double check if he can lame or what, but Yo is in the blue. Yo is on the right side here. And this map is called Plateau, okay? And he's playing as the Bulgarians. And then in the red, we have Saymyname, who is playing as the Japanese. Saymyname beat Tato 3-2. I did not cast that, so for all my friends on YouTube, you didn't get to see that set. I'm pretty sure you could check Jordan's YouTube channel. Jordan's the host of this event. And anyways, Saymyname has always been really good. I was just saying that he was very close to beating the Viper in King of the Desert 4. He lost 3-2 to the Viper, and Viper ended up winning the whole thing. And I think, yo, I legitimately, like, I don't know if he lamed in any of his other sets. That pause looks like a can I steal boars in this tournament pause. At game number 1 of this quarterfinal, Yo is stealing the boar, and pretty good start for him. Now, to all my friends on YouTube, we're going to have some people at the bottom right say, what's up? If they say you're smelly, it's just a joke, okay? I am going to upload every single set from the remainder of this tourney to the channel, and so you're going to get that stuff. I know a lot of you guys want it. Maybe didn't make it to the live stream. That's cool. I have all my commentary coming to you. We have 4 best-of-5 quarterfinals. I think it's best-of-5 semifinals. And then a best-of-7 final in this $10,000 tourney. So, Yo, taking this very seriously. We just looked at the results between these two, and this will tell you how old our competitive scene is. The first time they played each other in a tournament was 2013, but they had only played each other 4 times in total over the last 8 years. So, or 9 years, that would be. And Yo has won the majority of the sets, but not all. He won 3 out of the 4. And I think overall, Yo is like 8-5 if you look at all the games. So the way this tournament's structured is you draft the civilizations for the enemy. So I'm going to just quickly tab out here just for a second. People might not like this, but I think you can appreciate it. See all the purple squares? Those civilizations are civs that were picked by the enemy, which is why Saymyname has Burmese first, okay? You wouldn't want Burmese first. He got Burmese first because Yo picked it for him. So we're going to see different civ matchups, and there's a lot of maps in this tourney as well. Bulgarians, Japanese. Overall, I think fairly good for Japanese. So Bulgarians. Honestly, you know, Bulgarians could do really well in this matchup the more I think about it. They get the Man-at-Arm upgrade for free, which can get some damage in somehow ahead of the Japanese Man-at-Arm aggression, which is common. Obviously, right now, for the Vietnamese Pro, is down 340 food because he lost his boar. Now, if you look around, there is quite a bit of hunt and berries around the outer ring. There's the barracks for Yo, as Yo's going to bring in boar number 3. Yo looking to start off with a fast start here, which is what you should do with the Bulgarians. If you get the Man-at-Arm upgrade for free, you want to be hitting them with that quickly. Now, the concern, as my girlfriend must have left for work because I hear a cat in the hallway like, "Meow, love me, love me." I don't know if there's any cat owners out there, but he does that periodically. The thing about Bulgarians, though, is they do not get crossbow. So the traditional follow-up to a man-at-arm play would be archer and occasionally skirmisher, right? They do get elite skirmisher, but what they do not do, they do not get crossbow. So it's important that the Bulgarians get ahead if they're playing into ranged units behind the man-at-arms. I did give the cat some love. I gave him some chicken from my breakfast. I gave him pets. I threw his toy. It's never enough. Saymyname had to make 2 farms. That is not something you see too much these days. So this is him recognizing that he needed more food. And just compare the amount of food underneath the TC. Yo ran forward right away. Every tournament kind of differs in the rules on how things play out. And then not even the rulings, but then also the positioning. Like if laming is allowed, sometimes the boars won't be as far forward. Wasn't that forward, if we're being honest. Yo just got there right away. And there we have the uptimes for the players. Okay, so I think opening with man-at-arms, since you won't have the food, is just kind of out of the question here if you're Saymyname. But what you can do, and Yo was checking, what you can do is you can go for archer opening here. And you play into those range units. I think it can work out quite nicely. Japanese having the cheap mills, having the cheap mining camps, It's always an option to do that. In fact, check this out from Yo. I think Yo is not going to go for Man-at-Arms at all here. He has not gone to gold. Actually, he did. Look, he took 10 gold right here. But I think he looked at the map and said, he's walling up. He's just going to go archer opening. And we might actually see a scout rush here for Yo. That's an interesting choice. Now, Saymyname also ran into Yo's TC. He's got a very weak scout, so really not the start for him that he would want. But again, this to me looks like it will be a scout opening for the Chinese pro. There is no doubt that Yo is a top 4 of all time player, right? Like, I'm trying to think, but I think Yo has got to be like, if you could have multiple GOATs, which I would argue you can't have multiple GOATs, and when GOAT meaning greatest of all time. But if there was like 5 GOATs, I think Yo would have to be on that list. He has been consistently in that top 5 since about the time I mentioned earlier, 2013. Mr. Consistent has been successful in almost every single type of tourney as well. And he's open with the range, so everything that I've said in this game is just kind of spot off, not spot on. Saymyname does see the range, though. He added the Spearman probably to kill this scout. Let's see if Yo runs back. Yep, Yo runs back. And we just have a skirm opening for Yo. So, along the same lines, instead of going Man-at-Arms into skirms, instead of Man-at-Arms into archers, he expects the archer play. He sees the range now. He knows there's no Man-at-Arms, and he goes skirms. Overall, things are looking much better for Yo right now. He somehow has a 2-villager lead. Saymyname got housed or, had some struggles getting food to go up. But that is a villager and a half of TC idle time right there. Like, I would bet that we don't even see Yo have 45 seconds of TC idle time before Castle Age. And I don't know a lot about Saymyname when it comes to his mindset in these tourneys. He did beat Tato 3-2, so he certainly has the skill. And you got to have a good mindset to get that type of result as well. But there's certain types of players, and I even experienced this in ladder games, that they feel like it makes you feel like they own you. Like they're constantly on top of you with their scout, constantly pressuring you. And that can really get to you at times. And right now for Saymyname, he's lost his scout. He is adding a stable, so he knows he needs to get some scouts out. But just like, look at Yo right now. He's like, I don't see the archers. I don't see the archers. And he finds them. This is incredible stuff from Yo. Incredible stuff from him. He knows it was probably going to be sneak archers. And actually, that'd be the perfect play. Sneak archer into a few scouts in defense or the middle of the map. Good job from Saymyname, though. He knows he's been tracked. And he is now going to, well, he's thinking about running home. He's going to decide to run home when he sees the skirms, I'm sure. And there he is. He sees it. Yo gets a small hit. But I think Saymyname will be fine. I think if he runs this direction and brings his scout over, I think Yo's actually going to have to back out of here. Now, Yo has his wood and his farm upgrade. Saymyname choosing not to go this way is a little confusing to me. Maybe he's trying to bait the skirmishers to come out a little bit further. Yep, there you go. Only lost 1 archer. Yo's going to dive in for more. Saymyname with the nice little split micro. I love it. And getting the hits that he wants. Now, there will probably be a spearman. The spearman's on the way. But, archers could always pick off the spearman. It's a little complicated. So I think Yo is going to, in theory, need a little bit more. Here you've got that blacksmith for Saymyname. He was starting to move out with archers that didn't even have fletching, but there he goes with 2. And Yo, did he just select auto scout? He selected auto scout. Yo is auto scouting. Wow, that's, I went from, wow, impeccable pickup from him to just auto scouting at this point. He knows it's only 2 archers, I guess. But hey, he's got the spearman in the mix. There's not that many scouts on the field just yet for Saymyname. And I'll bring you back to the food eco conversation that I had. The food eco for Yo is really good. But here come 2 scouts. These 2 scouts could definitely kill a Vil. Ideally, you have 3, but that's going to be 1 Vil kill unless Yo's got his quick walling down today. And Yo is no attempt so far. He just drops off the food. Makes sense. He's also microing over here, paying attention to sending army over. Now the archers are also here, though. And this is a good opportunity for Saymyname to continue to snowball this little fight. And watch this, guys. This is going to be bad for Yo here as well. You're going to see the archers pop out and kill the spear. And now Saymyname needs to run with these ranged units. Oh, so sick. So sick from him. He saves most of his archers. He's going to kill all of this. Okay, that was a little unfortunate. He's obviously trying to do a lot right now because he's got this army as well. And I don't know. I really wish I would have watched that. I believe he deleted the farms, but it's possible Yo actually shot the farms before going down. And Yo still in the better position despite losing a villager, in my opinion. And Yo still has just enough to hold here in this position. So, you know, I mentioned yesterday, and this will mean nothing to people who weren't listening to me yesterday, but I think that the meta has shifted a little away from Man-at-Arms recently. Whereas like 4 months is all I was seeing, and I was complaining about it. It was so annoying. But I think a lot of that has to do with the map scripting. The Arabia version that was in our game for way too long. I have no clue why it was in there. Well, anyways, we're past it now. It was just so Man-at-Arm heavy. And Man-at-Arms and Drush was all you'd see. But we got a lot of different maps. Opening with skirms is something that was really intelligent from Yo. And switching into scouts, we're seeing a little bit more. So I think if the map script is right, we're going to see more units in the Feudal Age play instead of just the same old thing all the time. And I spoke to Jordan about this. Jordan, the host of this event. Jordan is like, he pretty much agrees that a lot of it has to do with map scripting. I think it's important that we don't like make knee-jerk balance decisions that affect everything if maybe, the ladder map needs to be changed or whatever map needs to be addressed. Maps are huge. That's what makes Age of Empires great. Also, Saymyname on the way up now, guys. He knew he'd be behind, so he sold his stone. He's going to go all in here. I like this decision because imagine his Castle Age time if he didn't do that, right? He's going to be a minute behind after using the market. Without the market, it might have been 2, and 2 minutes when you're this close could be devastating. Good micro was from Saymyname. He still only killed 1 villager. Also, he had a lot of idle TC time in this game. Almost 2 minutes. He's going to work his way into archers, but get ready to watch Yo. Yo is going to go with a lot of knights here. Bulgarian blacksmith upgrades are cheaper. Yo here trying to snipe some archers. Almost gets them. Yeah, Bulgarian blacksmith upgrades are discounted, so maybe even a world where Yo gets +2 armor immediately. And if he's tempted, he might even go for +2 attack if he wants to snipe vills or something. Thought about a town center there. I love this about Bulgarians, actually. So he made a tower on his wood line, but Bulgarian town centers only cost 50 stone and not 100. So he is now able to place a TC as well. So you protect yourself and then go for the TC. I feel like this is something that you should take advantage of more with Bulgarians. Okay, so Saymyname trying to get through here. Crucial moment in the game. There's only 2 knights for Yo, but there's about to be more. Plus he's got the skirms. I think Saymyname won't mind it if he kills that knight. And wow, look at that from Yo. Wouldn't be surprised to see a monastery. Yo saves the weak knight, running forward with the other ones. Look, saving another weak knight. This is huge. I remember being asked about that back in like 2015, 2016. Like, why don't pros save their weak knights and heal them up? And I was just like, this is not how I sounded, by the way. It's like, they're already doing so many different things. And nowadays, guess what? Everyone's doing it. Everyone's doing it. That's so good. There's the monastery. 2 TCs for Yo. But he is going to need to prep. He doesn't have chain barding armor yet, which is a must against crossbow. So he is really going to need to prep for these crossbows. What's up, Stash? How's it going? This villager here walks into the wood line. Quick wall. Good stuff. This needs to be rewalled. Saymyname sees that. I like it from Yo. Yo prepping in defense, but also trying to get something forward. If you're going to send 2 of anything forward, it's probably going to be 2 knights. 2 knights could wreck an entire wood line if they get through. Herbal medicine also used to be way more expensive, Morale, so that was a big deal. And wow, okay, so this should go down. That was a mistake from Yo. Again, still no chain barding armor. I don't think he should be taking this fight here without chain barding, but it does depend on the micro, obviously. Like, the Scorpion itself was fine, but normally you need to have your army there with it. And this is good for Saymyname. This is not so good, though. Look at Yo. He brought these skirms over that I forgot about. They'll slowly kill those vills. I don't know. It still feels like 9 crossbows might not be enough. Yo still going to have the opportunity to bring in scorpions. Saymyname on one town center. Looks like he bought the stone back, but his eco balance is all out of whack. Yo is taking the hill. Yo is taking control over this game. Yo will have a big eco lead because he's got 2 TCs. Also, Saymyname has sent a villager in? Oh, the gather point bug. So I don't know if it's a bug at this stage, but sometimes like players are moving all around and setting gather points, and he probably accidentally set his gather point for his TC forward, and he hasn't realized. I said bug instinctively because it used to actually be a bug. Viper complained about it all the time, and he was sending vills all over the map. I think it was either A, it was addressed if it was an actual bug, or people stopped making the mistake. And, well, he hasn't realized this. Now he's realized, and now he's like, oh, I got to set my gather point somewhere else. And that's rough. It was already going to be bad for him. Yo already has full control over this game, but to donate more kills and not have those villagers working right away after they come out of the TC obviously hurts. Yeah, it has to switching too fast between actions. But again, I still, like, it happened to me before, and I always felt like it was my fault. I never felt like it was the game's fault. And that's coming from me, who occasionally can be like, oh, DE, no, you know. So, anywho, we know it happened, right? And Saymyname is now super far behind, and I think it's going to be tough for him to bring this one back. Again, it's game 1, you know. If Saymyname is like me, and I see it a lot with high-level players, some players are like, yo, just play every game the same, right? Other players, they have a rough start to the series. Need to get into the flow of things, you know? Get the jitters out of the way game 1, move on to the future sets. Remember, he took Tato to 5 games and beat Tato. I have to see who won the first game in that series. But Yo now has chain barding armor. I think he could even go for the attack at this point. Again, his blacksmith upgrades are discounted. He's still healing up the knights. Anytime he's got a weak one, he's trying to send it back. Look at that. This is so good. Have some knights here from Saymyname too, so he's really trying to commit here. Also has monks of his own. And he does have more military than Yo. Sorry for the sniffles. I always have like small allergies in the morning. Hopefully it's not too bad. Okay, so Yo, he needs to get a few more knights here. He's actually stalled production. He needs to get a few more knights. He's stalled for... Also, this TC still has garrison villagers. I mean, it is 2 TCs for Saymyname. Yo's got some pressure here to deal with. Maybe there's an opportunity. Look at the vill count now. Still brought all the monks back. Still, he doesn't want to fight yet because he's not finished healing. But I think for him, most of his eco is safe. This is where you want to farm in this area. Yeah, so you abandon the stone in the front, and you farm in this area because these farms are currently idle. Yeah, I didn't mean that I'm allergic to mornings, but I kind of am. I'm not an early riser, so... Saymyname! More population than Yo, adding the 3rd town center. Wow, this is crazy, man. I mean, it still feels like Yo is the much stronger army. And he's going to get a big clear up soon. But imagine if there's a few conversions here for Saymyname. He's got a big ball of crossbows. He's sending knights in this way. Yo's going to try and convert those, though. This is important for both players with the conversions. These have to run away. And then these have to run away. Yo, able to use his mobility. And, okay, he loses a couple knights here to conversions. Meanwhile, Saymyname attacks Yo's monk, loses the knight. Goes in for the monk or the siege. Either way, I don't think he gets kills. I think he loses it. He does. What the? He kills the monk and gets converted. And then the knights keep moving. It's 90 pop for both. Saymyname has brought it back. He is now 6 villagers, 7 villagers behind. Look at this, man. He knows, oh, I've got a damage control here. Boom. Houses down. Continues to pressure Yo. Now, Yo wants to drop a Kreppost. They're only 350 stone for Bulgarians. Would be really good to have a defensive Kreppost. Oh, my goodness, this is pretty insane. A problem I continue to see here. By the way, a part of the reason Yo's score is so high is because of Auto Scout. Auto Scout has scouted the whole map. I don't know where it is right now. I think it has died at this point. But, you know, Yo does have mobility to hit different areas. And I'm looking at like the gold situation for Saymyname, and it's going to be rough. I think Yo is going to be able to get a Krepos down. He's also going to get some big Scorpion shots here. Not as big as I expected. And here comes the cut through on the wood line. That's going to hurt Saymyname as he's microing here, understandably. Yo also trying to hit the other wood line, and Yo senses this is his opportunity. He's hitting here. He's hitting here. Usually players are not going to notice 3 spots. They'll notice 2 right away, maybe not 3. He doesn't react in time. The Knights have full attack upgrades now. Now he reacts, and now the Krepos is coming forward. And so it did look shaky there for Yo. However, big problems for Saymyname now. And Saymyname realizes that he taps out. And that's the end of game number 1. I think it was a really good game, all things considered. The best part about this game, hands down, is the fact that the KD is 38 to 83. Flip-flop. I like it. Snip, snap, snip, snap, snip, snap. You have no idea how... If you don't know this reference, it's going to be weird. You have no idea how multiple vasectomies... Oh, crap. What's the quote? You have no idea what multiple vasectomies does to a man, or something like that. Anyways, bad quote. Here's a look at the eco. I think Yo, he had the game, and then he got a little surprised by some of the army Saymyname was sending forward. But some of the early things Yo was able to do in Castle Age got him his lead, and honestly, it came back to what he was able to do early Feudal as well. But he had better food and wood eco, big one being the food, and with the Krepos, control would have continued to pressure. Yo takes the first game. Took convincing fights every single game. But we will have more maps coming up. And I'm curious because Saymyname has picked a lot of like Arabia-style maps. What do we got? What do we got? A little bit of speeding up, of course, and it is on Arabia. Again, interesting that with a map pool that has like 15 or 16 maps, the Saymyname would pick this. You know, there's a lot of different things you could apply logic-wise to that. He might believe he's the better Arabia player. It's going to be tough to be a better Arabia player than Yo. Maybe he feels like this is still his best shot because he's himself is worse in like mixed maps with water, etc. Also could be just playing what you're familiar with because you weren't able to look at all the other stuff. You know, I don't know the reasonings, but I do know that this is a really, really good map if you want a 2TC boom with the Kumans. Can you imagine a second town center here? Second town center here, you have a woodline and your gold, and then you wall this. Obviously, you give up your stone. I wasn't expecting him to go for 2 town centers on Arabia. It's a little risky. You know, it is an option, of course, with this Civ. But it is one of your strongest bonuses if you can get away with it. And I hope he goes for it because this map is perfect for it. Over here, you've got Yo. Yo is playing as the Sicilians. Sicilians, a Civ. They build their town centers. They build their castles faster. More food on their farms after farm upgrades. Pretty flexible in terms of what they can do. They can go for archers well. They can go for stable units well. But you know, when you're up against a Civ that can have 2 town centers in Feudal, your whole strategy is based around that. So what I do, and I'll tell you this because it's really hard to get to your opponent's base to confirm what they're doing when you need to. If they're going 19 population Feudal, you might not get there in time, right? So what I do, and I've been seeing, I base this obviously off some players who are better than me, is I like to go for 2 militia drush and then adjust. So like go 2 militia drush, and then if you notice, okay, he's got loom, or okay, he's definitely going for the TC, then you can decide based on everything else that you've seen to do something else, right? Your follow-up can then be decided. Whereas if you were to just hope they're not going for the 2 TCs and go for like a scout rush, for example, which usually doesn't work, you could be screwed. So you make the militia, you commit to making them, and then you adjust on the fly, whether that's make more, whether that's go fast feudal, fast castle, whatever, okay? We'll see. Alexi says, T90 blind, quarterfinal number 2. Dude, this is game number 2. It's still quarterfinal number 1. What are you on right now, man? We'll have quarterfinal number 2, 3, and 4 later. So yeah, Yo's going to do the same thing. Yo's going to go for the barracks. Again, I think this is the safe play. I think it's going to be tough to stop Saymyname from doing what he wants to do here. I really do. Cumans have more HP on their palisade walls. So, again, a palisade wall here and a TC here. And then all your food, wood, and gold eco is pretty much protected. Granted, Yo is going to be forward relatively soon, but still. The normal meta, the normal build is to go 19 population, and that is exactly what we're going to see here from Saymyname. I think this is a good opportunity for him here. And then it's a whole other conversation, which we'll have later on. What does Saymyname do if Yo is going fast castle? But we're getting ahead of ourselves here. So Yo with the 2 militia. And here he goes. 2 militia, still relatively new. You know, it was something that started about a year ago. King of the Desert 4. Not really a year ago. Maybe like 6 or 7 months ago. The maps were a lot more open there. So there was almost guaranteed damage with the 2 militia. And players just figured they want control of the game. And that's what this will bring them. Yo's looking right now. He hasn't seen... He's seen the stone and the gold, but he hasn't seen where the base is yet. This tells him it's close. And actually, he's going to see this and I think go to the north. He must be really confused, but I guess he did just see the scout. Okay, now he sees the house. This is usually going to be a house next to a TC. There's a straggler, so yeah, TC's normally here. Here he goes. Okay, so this positioning for Yo is huge because if he moves over here, keep in mind this is something Saymyname hasn't seen yet. Obviously, killing a villager for Yo would be huge, but the TC going up over here is the ideal scenario for Saymyname. And, okay, a villager is going to be hung out to dry here. And you get the quick wall attempts down, but now you're kind of walled in. Now you've got to fight it off. This is what Yo wants. Oh, the villager got trapped. And Yo's going to do his best to block. Saymyname has to click this guy like a madman. I expect this villager to survive. It survives by dying. It survives in heaven. That makes sense, right? Anyways, scout and villager goes down, and there go the villagers here. Okay, but you notice, like, Yo got the damage in, and then I don't think he was able to see enough to know it was going to be 2 TCs. So he had already committed to going Feudal Age. Let's see how he plays this now. Because he's going to gold. And while he's killed a villager, I'm not sure. I mean, if he kills 2, it'd be huge. I'm not sure it's necessarily going to be enough if he goes for, like, an archer follow-up. But then again, Saymyname hasn't walled at all, so I could be way wrong on that. I mean, Saymyname has been very stubborn in that regard. Yo very stubborn with his 2 militia. Second TC is going up with 6 villagers. I mean, that's slightly suboptimal. How much do you need, 290? 7 or 8 is what the testing that I've seen and used has shown me. But still, second TC will go up. Remember, this thing builds a lot slower than a normal second TC in Castle Age. Saymyname with the scout looking to get revenge here against Yo. And Yo is now going to stone. And my friends, Yo is coming forward. But I am so... Not frustrated, but I'm disappointed that Saymyname... Well, first off, he's going to lose another Vill. Okay, won't lose the other Vill. But I'm disappointed he didn't wall at all. Seems like a very weird choice. Yo is making a dungeon here, and the archer range is sneaky. And this scout doesn't see anything. This scout's like, okay, we're good. I'll just wall this way. And now Yo's going to have a dungeon up. There's going to be an archer. I don't know if we're going to see a sergeant. But the dungeon is unique to the Sicilians. It's like it's a slightly stronger than a tower, but also like way more expensive than a tower. So there's arguments on if it's really that strong at all. But you don't have the choice to build a tower. It's not like you can make a dungeon and a tower. You only get the dungeon. And he wants to apply pressure. So keep an eye on the idle TC time here, okay? Keep an eye on the idle TC time because this is where it can get a little awkward at times. But that said, great damage control from Saymyname upon seeing this. He's still got the wood line over here. So yeah, good aggression here from Yo. And he might even break through even further. But there's 2 town centers versus 1. The normal approach to counter the Kuman 2 TC is actually go fast castle, go for knights and mangonels, and try and kill them before they can make their extra villagers do something. This is all it's going to be for Yo. As we see Saymyname heading over to stone. Important addition here, because otherwise he'd have to go for a barracks and follow it up with an archer range or a stable. What he wants is just tower defense. And after making the second TC, he's got a big Vil lead already. He only has 100 stone in the bank. So what I expect to see here is I expect to see a little drop off here of stone. And I think a tower about here would make sense. Yo's about to get fletching, so you do have to be more careful with this now. But maybe a tower here. You know, something to protect the farms. Saymyname still focusing on producing out of the 2 TCs. And yeah, and there's his tower. He actually has to be super careful here. Like, he's being real casual about this. That house is almost down. Oh, man, this is stressing me out right now. This is some incredible pressure from Yo. Yo, by the way, good eco back in home. He's obviously going to want to rush to Castle Age behind this pressure. I guess in the end, if Yo sees this tower, and this is maybe... Okay, he didn't see it. But I guess in the end, he wouldn't run through there anyways, because he could get trapped next to the tower in the TCs. Okay, Saymyname does see this, and I think it's worth a counter tower. But you also might need a counter tower here, and look at this. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, here comes Yo. Yo's heading right to that stone. He sees a builder. He sees this. There's weak villagers from earlier. That tower's not even at 50% right now. What a great, great play from Yo. And I love... I mean, Yo has executed on this so much more than I think a lot of players would have been able to, because he didn't invest into Man-at-Arms. He didn't invest a ton into this, and he's still finding the right spots. And people are going to see that, and, you know, instinctively, as viewers, you guys are going to be like, oh, no. Saymyname has lost 6 villagers. He's dead. Look at this, man. Look at the Vil count. Cumans are dangerous, man. Cumans are very, very dangerous. We're going to see an archer range now, or Saymyname, which means he'll probably get map control back, as he'll mix in some skirms. If he were to need more stone, he's got it over here. Doesn't know about it, though. Hasn't scouted it. I think the main reason he went to stone, though, was simply so he could make towers. Yo, I'd love to see a market soon. You know, it feels like he's done enough. Now you want to rush to Castle Age. I'd love to see market as the next choice. And guys, I'm going to rewind here. This was live, but I wanted you to see this from Yo. I didn't pick up on it at the time. Watch this. Ready? So he's using this archer to attract the tower fire, and that way he could get his villagers underneath the tower. That was a nifty little play from him. Now we're going to speed up and see if Saymyname loses more villagers. I mean, he really wants to keep this tower up. He really wants the skirms to get out here, but he's lost another villager. He's going to lose another villager here. Keep in mind, he could kill some from Yo, but oh my goodness, this has been so many Vil losses. Yo trying his best to kill this Vil, which he probably will not do, but Yo still takes out the tower and keeps his villagers alive. So yeah, I think both players need a market at the moment. Actually, Yo might not. Yo's got plenty of farms. Yo also went for the horse collar upgrade before the wood upgrade, which is uncommon, but with Sicilians, since you get more food on each farm, I think that makes sense. But yeah, I would like to see Saymyname make a market and buy some food. You got to rush up to Castle Age here. So has Yo killed enough? He's killed 9 villagers. Is that enough here? That's the big question we're asking ourselves now. It feels like Yo will have the faster Castle Age time, and obviously a lot of potential to do stuff behind that. Remember, Saymyname beat Tato 3-2 this week. Move into the quarterfinal spot. Tato was definitely the expected winner there. Tato's got this interesting little... I don't know if you could use the word curse, but there's a trend for Tato where he is losing a lot of decider games. And I mean, against great players, don't get me wrong. I just heard another villager die somewhere. You know, like Wandering Warriors Cup. He lost 3-2 to Viper. Okay, it's Viper. But, you know, just has consistently gotten to game 5s and is lost in those game 5s or game 7s. It's a nasty little trend for Tato. I'm hoping he can get out of with upcoming tournaments, but certainly I'm sure he was disappointed to have continued that against Saymyname. I'm not a big fan of the Sergeant. I've complained about the Sergeant a lot and how It's just not good enough to really base a strategy around sergeants and donjons at a high level. And then they gave additional buffs to the knight line later on for Sicilian, so I think that's going to be the main thing we see here from Yo. But I love how Yo has played this. We could actually see a 3-villager castle drop here. I don't think the Resurgence would be worth it because it would delay your castle age time. We're definitely going to see some knights from both players here. I love the tower here. This tower is actually hugely necessary. Perfectly timed. Yo's going to have to back away, but Yo is going to have knights. Here come 2 archers, though, at Yo's base. Does Yo react to this? Looks like he does, but doesn't have anything at home. Very possible villagers could go down. That should be a vill down. No, it's not. Meanwhile, over here, though, Yo runs into the tower, so say goodbye to his ranged units. Which he was continuing to make, by the way. And he's only got 1 stable. Remember, Sicilian castles build really fast. He's at 500 stone. Okay, did end up losing a vill. Had to send the scouts back to deal with this. Scouts should be able to deal with that, no problem. No market for Yo, so he's got to wait. He's going for the siege workshop now. Oh, this is so intense, man. It's 62 vills versus 44. Okay, so he should immediately queue up knights. I mean, the timing on the numbers and the positioning is everything here. Like, we could even question these stables not being completed before he hit castle. Just the small things like that. Because I don't think the knights that Yo's going to send in here are going to kill much in the long term, but what they will do is it's going to keep Saymyname's army from the front. Yo, really? He went for a ram here, shaping up like he's going to go for the kill. I'm not so certain he can go for the kill, but imagine if the castle goes up. This could be an incredible game. This is an incredible game. Yo's got some big decisions to make here. He only has 1 stable. He's also going to add monks. He's also going to ram down a lot of these houses for Saymyname. Saymyname's adding more. Is finding this gold. In the process, might find the stone. Love this from Saymyname. He's sending the knights to counterattack Yo, but Yo's adding the town center. And it feels like that'll be at the perfect time and perfect spot as Yo continues to deny a gold and a stone for Saymyname in the long term here. Whew. Sergeants make sense in Feudal Age to avoid buying men-at-arms. Then gets a buff in Castle Age to avoid longswords. They don't make sense. Are you saying they do or that they... The cost of the donjon and the fact you can't make a donjon in Dark Age are reasons why I would disagree with that statement. But that's not something we need to discuss right now. And I think that the logic that I'm using definitely is mainly high level. It's not, you know, the majority of players, and that's what makes balance difficult. The knights here have killed some villagers. Great work there. 67 villagers versus 48. And Yo is now on 3 TCs. So Yo is trying to fall back, catch up in economy. But the economy is already fantastic for Saymyname. It feels like a time where maybe capped ram would be exciting. But hold on, I take that back because I'm pretty sure the donjons are not the worry here. The worry is the donjons and the monks. If there were no monks, I think those knights could take that out no problem. Yo is surely keeping a close eye. The donjons don't do that much damage to knights, as we see the knights just loop around here for Saymyname. Yeah, I'm at 900 elo, so at my level it works. Yeah, exactly. At a high level, though, the Civ is very much designed around eco and knights these days. I wish their Sergeant play was a little bit better, you know? Sergeants are actually a really good unit in later stages of the game. But it's all about flow, game flow, right? And if they're not good in early stages, it's hard to make a switch into them later. At times. These knights are getting back home. I think they're going to be healing up for Saymyname. This is huge. If Saymyname can tie this up, it's anyone's series, but if Yo ends up getting this victory, I think Saymyname is going to struggle to be the legend like Yo. Oh, man. Okay, so Yo notices this. He researched Town Watch, so he has all this vision now. So Yo notices this. And still, though, I mean, Yo's got to pay attention to the front here. I mean, I don't know if Yo can fit his villagers inside of the town centers. The knights have +2 armor. Yo has no defense at home. He does have the stone for a castle, though. Where's he going to place it? Where's he going to place it? Yo's going to get conversions on the camels here. He could lose the monks, though. He's going to lose the monks. Still has a lot of knights. He could lose villagers. He still has vills forward. I feel like a forward castle makes sense because you have a lot of army right now. But then again, you kind of need something defensive. I just don't know if a defensive castle does anything for you. The knights will just run away. I would love to see Yo drop a castle right here. It doesn't have to be forward. Like super far forward, like in deep. Just place it here. Sicilian villagers do build fast, but oh my goodness, say my name. Say my name has killed so many vills now. It's 76 to 50. And this is why Cumans are tricky, man. Yo did so well to kill those villagers. And yet the 2 TCs in Feudal Age, still strong enough. Still Yo, you know, it's only got a few monks coming home to get conversions. You got monks going down for Yo. The Donjon Fire is not doing that much. It will do a lot against the camels, actually, because camels kind of suck against Arrow Fire. But look at this economy for Say My Name. It's all in one spot. But he's done an exceptional job as Yo clears up most of this now. But he surpassed 1 hour and 15 minutes of overall Vill idle time because of how many Vills he had garrison there. And now I don't think he can drop the castle successfully. Like now, I think the castle gets rammed back or something. Okay, so now he's going to go for it. We should see an immediate reaction from Say My Name. Like, if you see this against Sicilians, you should be like, boop, and run in. He also has rams already being created. But I guess it's tricky. Yo is walling in his vills. It's just, does Yo have the military to defend this? I don't think he can actually take out the rams here. And actually, there's 3 monks, which could convert those villagers, which would be devastating for Yo. But yeah, Say My Name's going to push this back. The castle will not go up. And I think Yo is in big trouble. All of his donjons are going to go down. He was able to mine some of the resources at his opponent's base, which I guess is good for the long term. But when there's a 30 villager difference, Yo is way behind an army, both in upgrades and numbers. He's way behind in eco. And I think he might even call the GG here. I'm actually surprised that the score is as close as it is right now. I think that might be because some of the buildings here. But I mean, look at the population difference. This is why players like Nikov, like, constantly complain about Cumans. Because it's so hard, man. And, like, some players just have a knack for it. I'll be the first to admit that I struggle playing with them. And then I always struggle playing against them. It's just a civ that is hard to find a balance for. But if you can get into the proper spots, man, it's strong. We got pikemen now for Yo. So Yo's like, okay, well, we're in a tournament game. This isn't a ranked game. I'm not going to call the GG like a pleb. I'm going to go into pikes and try and push back primarily knight and camel. Makes sense, right? Yo does get the conversion. Doesn't save the monk, sadly, but conversion helps. And for the time being, a lot of the time for Say My Name's main army is wasted at home as he's slowly ramming down everything. Yo is unable to finish the barracks, but he is still adding some pikes. Knights, though, with full upgrades do easily beat a pikeman in a 1v1 fight. And look at Say My Name. He's running forward, people. He is going for the kill. Whoa, look at the KD. The previous game was like 83 to 38 kills. There's a good chance we have the same KD. Oh, never mind. Okay, Yo killed a little bit more. It's crazy how we've had the mirroring KD twice now. I'm sure that happens a lot if you look for it. It's just something that I picked up on. And yeah, he's like, all right, well, you don't only have pikemen. That's not going to be enough. I'm going to drop a castle on your face now. And you took my gold and you took my stone. And I'm going to take yours. So how do you like it? Oh, God. Oh, God. We got a castle from Yo. And Sicilians build this much faster. I might bail on this if I'm Say My Name. He could honestly... he could throw the game trying to complete this castle. But he also, if he does complete it, he could win the game. So I don't... Oh, my God. Okay, I think it goes up. But he bails on it anyways at 80%. And he's going to drop it further back. And actually, further back would make a lot of sense. I think he can still go imp. He's just so far ahead. Sicilian castles are no joke. That's kind of why I wanted Yo to build it with 3 villagers earlier. Right? Like, I think you have to understand Cumans are going to get the eco lead. But if you can get that castle up, it's a good position to push from. And it makes it more awkward for Say My Name to to do things like use monks. Anyways, castle will go up. Saymyname has a 20 villager lead. Saymyname starting to get relics now. And Saymyname is going to tie this series up, guys. Could always mix in a few more kip checks, too, if he's worried about the pikemen. Yo's on 4 town centers trying to catch up. He's prepped himself for all-in pikemen to defend from knights, and the opponent's just going to run away, tech switch, heal up. It was super hectic. I wonder if it was the right move to delete the castle at 75%, though. I mean, deleted at 20% and back up? Okay. At 75%, with that many vills, I feel like you might as well have forced it down at that stage, but it's tricky. He wanted to play it safe. After maybe forgetting to play it safe. Yo, I think senses now, because there's not a lot happening. I think he's sensing that this is going to be Imperial Age for his opponent. And he's definitely saving up for it here. He will click up. But it's unlikely he can ever save his castle. There, he just bought food. I don't see how he ever saves his castle from Trebs. Or even his eco from Kipchaks and Cavalier. When that time comes. I always say this when I talk about the Sicilians. You never really want to be making trash units with Sicilians. And it feels like you should, but that's not really how the Civ operates. They resist bonus damage by 50%. They don't do more bonus damage, right? So, as the knights come in here, and we're going to see the Treb out of the castle, the GG is called, I guess, for Yo. I don't know if they're saying the GG after they resign, but we're not seeing the GGs today. I'm sure they're saying it. Yeah, going into pikemen doesn't really play into your bonuses here if you're Sicilians. What you want to be making is a lot of knights or a lot of arbalest, and then forcing them into pikemen, forcing them into skirms. Great game. That was a great game. That's the power of the Cumans right there. I think Yo did so much more damage with that push than I would have ever expected. And it looked so sloppy for Saymyname, and he still made it happen. Great recovery from Saymyname. Yo may be regretting drafting Cumans for Saymyname now. And we are going to go into a game 3, which will be on one of Yo's home maps. But just a ridiculous economy. This civilization with that map, whew, so strong. I'm not sure you can ask Yo to kill more or expect Yo to kill more with a Drush into Feudal Age play there. Which is why a lot of people just say, okay, screw it. They're going to get a big economy. Let's go Fast Castle. Because Fast Castle can, in theory, kill them faster. But it's also a lot more risky because you let them get even further ahead of you. There's the massive Cuman economy for Saymyname. Yo had more wood. Congratulations. And then there's the KD, which we already saw on screen. Nice little series so far, my friends. Nice little series. All right, guys. So one of the best Nomad players in the world, team games and 1v1s, is Mr. Yo. This is his home map. He's playing as the Incas here. And he's looking for a town center spot. He's going to town center here, right next to the wood line, right next to the gold. And we're going to see some unique little bonuses for the Incas, as Yo is also going to dock, then house, then take the shorefish. Now, if you were to town center, we're going to see the dock here. Where's the other villager? Other villagers here. If you were to town center, dock, and house with any other civ, you're going to have 10 pop space because you have the TC, which is +5, and then the house, which is +5. With the Incas, you get +10 from a house, so it's a total of 15 pop space. And you might not think that's a big deal, but that is a super big deal because you don't have to spend wood on a house as early, which means you can probably get that fishing ship out faster. Good question, Ozone. He says, why would Saymyname let Yo get Nomad and not ban it? To be honest, Ozone, probably because he's really good as well on Nomad. Like, I know Yo is a beast on Nomad, but the Vietnamese, Chinese guys, Nomad is like home for them, dude. So, he is definitely, Saymyname is definitely worse on Arabia compared to maybe someone like Backed, another Vietnamese pro. But I think he'll be fine here. So we got the northern side dock. And then you've got the eastern dock here for Yo. But just pay attention to what they do here, right? So also you get the llama for free, which is really fun. And Yo's already been scouting with pigs. And I think Yo has had the perfect start here. Meanwhile, Saymyname is scouting. He's found a pig. But I mean, that's also one villager that is not currently on wood, right? All right, so this version of Nomad also doesn't have as much diversity with its generations compared to Wandering Warriors Cup. If you guys watched that back in January, it was important to me when we did Wandering Warriors Cup that there was occasionally pawns in the middle, or some areas were better to fish than others. And the whole point was, I don't want players to be able to just like assume, okay, they've got a good dock. Okay, I'm gonna just go water and patrol around. So I'm hoping that this isn't just a race to feudal age water war. We'll see how things develop. Yo eating a pig right now. He's gonna get an even bigger pig, and Yo has his first fishing ship on the way. This is definitely something you got to pay attention to. Saymyname situation with the house, as we said, right? Got the fishing ship, plus you've got a villager in queue. He's going to get housed here, if I'm not mistaken. And okay, he's going to get loom, because he knows he's going to get pop capped. He's going to shoot this boar, finish it off with the villagers. And there's his house. Okay, not too bad. So let's talk options. Incas can kind of counter every civilization in the game. If you go heavy infantry, they have the slingers. If you go heavy archers, they have the eagles and their own skirmishers. If you go heavy cav, they have cameos and halberdier. And they have good monks. And they have pretty good siege with siege ram. There's not a lot that Incas can't counter. And that flexibility is special. I would say, like, it's not a civ where you necessarily commit to one thing, though. And go, all in with that one thing. Whereas Burmese could potentially do that with, like, Arambai or monks or something. So we've seen that slight lead for Yo extend to a 2 eco lead. He also did build his TC slightly faster, too, so that's probably part of it. But yeah, Saymyname had some TC idle time. Yo's start has been flawless. Did Yo find anything yet? Okay, he did lose a pig here, remember. Because I think the one pig that Saymyname found with that one villager was around here. So I think at this point, Yo should assume that there's something over here. You see his scouting, and you look at Saymyname scouting. Saymyname also trying to scout with some pigs right now. You do also get to see where all the relics are on this map. Or on any map with Burmese. But it's funny. On Arabia, that would help you find their town centers. But that does not help you find their town centers here when they can place their town centers anywhere. Because the map generation would not place relics near TCs on any other map. Yo, been a big fan on YouTube. Appreciate the casting. Saw a few of those community Diplo games and assumed it was through Discord. But can't find Discord. It is through Discord. It is in every single YouTube description, my friend. The Discord link is in every single YouTube description that we posted over the last couple months, that is. So it's that, or someone will link it here, or it's discord.gg/T90official. So either one. Oh, shoot, I'm on the wrong scene. Oh, my bad. There you go. You can say hi now. Whoops. I don't know how that happened. Sorry, guys. So it looks like Yo knows. Also, the llama has one more line of sight than a sheep, if I'm not mistaken. Unless that was changed. Did that get changed? Dude, No, wait. It looks like there's a slight difference there. Okay, I think the llama still has a little more vision. When I play with Incas, I will always scout with my llama instead of eating it, even though it shows up underneath the TC. Okay, so this is interesting. Yo will be able to see that these deer are dying here. And Yo is now dropping a dock on this side. Again, like, they're going to have good fish. There's never going to be any ponds in the middle. So there's, like, not a risk in going water. And it's a risk to not pressure the water. 1v1 Nomad has always been very fish heavy. Yo doesn't even need to make a mining camp here because he's got his TC right next to this. This is going to be an amazing start for Yo. Now, you've got choices here. I think going, like, galleys is an option. If you think you're close quarters, though, you might want to go fire ships. Fire ships pack more of a punch early. And we have scouting here for Saymyname. And he has now lost a pig there. So he might have an idea what's over there. Yeah, Yo definitely knows. Look at Yo starting to wall. He definitely knows he's over here. This guy has scouted the map with pigs more diligently than your average Age of Empires player scouts with a scout. That's crazy, man. And his score shows it, too. I mean, the scouting hasn't been bad for Saymyname, but it's definitely not near as good. Do you think it would be a good change to remove Feudal Fires from the game? Oh, definitely not. Definitely not. And we got fire galleys here for Yo. I think the water balance is getting better and better. We've been seeing more galley openings these days. I think the water balance is getting better and better. It's like the meta, everyone felt like they had to go fires all the time. And I don't think that's necessarily the case. We talked about that TC spot for Yo and how good it was. Did he forget a mill? No, he got a mill. Okay. But look at the TC spot for Saymyname. He's got his wood. Now, guys, this is so sick. I forgot about this. So you get your wood upgrade for free with Burmese every age. But you don't need to make a lumber camp to get that. That's pretty wild, right? So normally you'd want a lumber camp. Like, Yo is going to place a lumber camp. See, he placed it so he can get his wood upgrade. So you get the wood upgrade for free, which is a savings of 100 food and 50 wood. Then you also save 100 wood because you don't have to place the lumber camp right away. And that's a really big deal at this time. And he can just go right up to the next stage. And Arembai only cost wood and gold. They do not cost food. So losing the fish at this stage isn't going to be that big of a deal. Yo, going for eagles now. Like, I thought he knew where the opponent was, but now he's making outposts everywhere. He really wants to see. It looks like he has confirmed that the opponent is not back here. Surely he knows something's up. Yo added 2 fire galleys, and he actually made a little bit more in the way of fish here, guys. I think he was on 5 before. He's on 7 now. The tall llama necks give so much more vision. Thank you for that. That's probably it. So what does Yo do against Arembai? Ideally, Skirmisher would be out. Skirmisher Archer. But this fast castle for Saymyname is really good. And it has taken Yo quite some time to find the fish. And Yo is going to find the fish now. I don't think Saymyname will try and save them. I'm seeing no indication of that. He's going to try and go all in here. And he only needs wood. He only needs gold to be able to make Arembai. So worst case, even if he doesn't have much food eco, I think he's going to be okay here. And I think Yo is making the correct decision now. Maybe a little late, but he's worried about this. And look at the stone walls. Okay, so Yo killing the fish. I think it's a correct assumption here. He must know that we're going to see Arembai. Now, there's a time where Arembai shred walls. They shred buildings. People are going double castle Arembai, 3 farms. Like, all-in Arembai is kind of a thing of the past. But there might be a game, and this might be it, that wakes people up and says, hey, Arembai are actually still really good because people are so driven by what's happening now. I like how Yo didn't try and full wall. My Loey the Legends out there would be like, let's wall the whole map, and then they would not complete it. I really like that, and here he is with an eagle. Just keeping an eye on things. And he saw the builders. He sees the castle now, so now he knows exactly what is going to happen here. Fishing ships for Saymyname are running. I'm not... Oh, I am seeing another dock from him, actually. That's interesting. He's getting the War Galley upgrade, too. I mean, if he were able to just kill Yo's fish, I think it'd be enough. And he's actually scouted where Yo's fish is. Look at this. I think Yo has also added the fire galleys, though, because he knows there's a fire out here. Yo's still chasing. And Yo is now walled. Fun thing about the Incas that I didn't mention is that their town centers are a bit cheaper when it comes to the stone cost. Yo is blocking the town center foundation next to the castle. He's dodging. Oh, man. Oh, that looked so good, though. But now the villagers have to be retasked to build that. And now he's confused. Saymyname's villagers were so confused for a second. What was that? He actually deleted it and replaced it? The balls from Yo, though, to run back and forth like that underneath the castle in a tournament game is funny. He doesn't have a lot on stone, so I don't think Yo's thinking about a castle or anything of his own. But he's definitely got to pay attention on water, and Saymyname was able to save his fish. That's crazy. Maybe not for long. Yo has found them now. And Yo's got his upgrades. Okay, yeah, Yo will have the advantage on water. So I think an important upgrade here is probably horse color if you're Saymyname, because you're going to need farms for food eco. And here are the Arambai. Now, they used to have more attack and less accuracy. These things throw darts, okay? So that's the change that happened, is that they, I think they no longer have a bonus versus buildings. They were somehow doing more damage. Maybe it was just the attack. Got 12 attack, and they just hit their target a little bit more frequently. But they still are a bit inaccurate. As we now have the Siege Workshop for Saymyname, who I think is just making a run to try and kill Yo's fish at this point. If Yo notices this, Yo should add a demo or a fire at home. Yo has turned this into arena right now. 3 town centers. Adding a monk to get relics here. But you see how long it takes everybody to take out a wall now? It's crazy. So Yo is definitely in the best position because he's got the fishing ships bringing in food. In fact, you know, if he thinks of it, he might even be adding more fish. Yo's definitely in the best position. But it's not a winning position. It's just the best position right now as we see one fishing ship go down. And it should be more. It should be more. Castle Age fires destroy fishing ships rather quickly. Why I said the word fast. 2 TCs for Saymyname. Again, would love to see him maybe take these berries. Would love to see him invest into a little bit more food eco. And that could be the same for Yo, though, to be honest. Yo doesn't have a single farm. He does have horse color, though. And Yo researching redemption now. So he saw the siege. Monks with redemption can convert siege. Feels like Yo is going to be able to hold this position. Which is, again, why it's important that Saymyname invests into more economy. Now, the monks don't even have Sanctity yet, guys. So they have 30 HP. They will get one shot by a monk. But, okay, there we have Sanctity on the way now. Yo, pretty well aware of how this is going to go. So, again, you know, I'm a little curious. Yo is in an arena. He's kind of stuck. He doesn't have a massive lead. He doesn't have that many fishing ships. It's only 4. He didn't get his wood upgrade for free. He hasn't invested into farms yet. To me, it kind of looks like this is an even game right now. And we're going to see the shot before Sanctity. If the shot would have fired, the monk would have died. And now Yo's got some siege. He should bring it back into his base. Delete a wall. Bring it back to your base, man. Oh, here it comes. Pathing was weird. Okay, so now Yo's got defensive siege. Interesting game here. Still no 3rd town center for Saymyname, though. So, in theory, what that means, keep in mind he's not spending food on any of his military. In theory, what that means is he's going to have a faster Imperial Age. Now, Burmese actually have incredible monks as well. It's just you got to question going monks a bit more when you're up against Incas that have eagles. And Saymyname needs to get out of here, and he does. He, like, recognized that over the wall. He's like, Frank, what are you doing over there? And then Frank's on the other team now. I don't know if a Mangonel would really be named Frank, to be honest, but bit of a stretch. Okay, 1 relic and 2 relics coming in now for Saymyname. Still massing the Arambai, so I think he wants to revolve his strategies around that. Getting fervor! Love it. I talk about it in Lowy the Legends, how players always get fervor before Sanctity. But, I mean, fervor, I think, is an underrated upgrade, particularly with the Burmese, because it's your monk technologies are 50% off, right? This outpost will be taken out. Yo with 25 on food. The fact that Yo has 25 on food versus the 15 from Saymyname makes me think that Yo will actually have a competitive Imperial Age time. Even though he is spending more food on villagers. He's also adding more fish now. I think he's fairly confident the opponent won't focus on fish at this point. There's been a few attempts to kill fishing ships, and he just keeps pushing it back. Again, I feel like this 3rd TC was very late. Erembi are not accomplishing that much. Yo's castle will be cheap, so Yo could drop a castle. Offensive or defensive. Defensive makes the most sense. Yo's obviously going to need to push out. He's only working off of 1 gold, 1 stone right now. So maybe we'll start thinking about this area. But there's Erembi there. Dude, the amount of high-level players that don't get even Sanctity when they've got upwards of 3 or 4 monks bothers me so much, Zach. Like, the way I see it, man, monks are 100 gold. If you've got more than, like, 3 or 4 and there's any military, it's worth getting Sanctity. And so I'm happy to see Yo got those technologies here. It felt like perfect timing on his technologies. And then Saymyname just getting it for the monk speed, which is not always necessary, but useful here, I guess. Okay, monks going for conversion on the Erembi. And they will not get any of those conversions. Castle's going to go up for Yo, though. This is something that Saymyname will see. But I think if Yo's imp faster, this is much better for Yo. Got Erembi looking all around. They must be looking for the 5th relic. Or I guess he doesn't know that Yo has 2 of them. I think he probably has this one. Yeah. I figured he had one on the way back. And there goes Yo. 20 villager lead on the way to the Imperial age, excuse me. Fishing ship dying to the Erembi dart. And now the Erembi are dying to the fire ships. Okay. That one survives on 4 HP. Erembi 60 HP only. It's not that great. And old Erembi would have been able to bust through the stone walls. New Erembi, just, not really. But again, I think the big key here is that Yo took advantage of water. And okay, that's a misclick. Yeah, that's true. He should know how many relics Yo has. That's true. So I think the opening for Yo is just going to accomplish a lot here. Now, he doesn't have any army yet, right? And also, Burmese have this unique tech that I'd love to see. I don't think we're going to see it because I think it's too expensive, and I think it's in the wrong age. But the, is it mana per cav? I forget the name. Mana per... Yeah, it must be mana per cav. So mana per cav gives their stable line additional attack against archer line. That would be a good upgrade here. You got one monk going down. You got Frank getting a shot on the Erembi. Other monk goes down. Also, Siege Workshop could be converted here. I think you have to delete that if you're Yo. Or not Yo, sorry. Saymyname. That's a long conversion. And it gets converted. Monk will obviously pay the price. Saymyname will maybe held out hope there that he could take it out. Another attack round, and now the castle fires. So that one conversion earlier has made such a big difference. Especially because these things are now so weak. And yeah, I think we're going to see a Trebor. Now, is there a university here for Saymyname? There's a barracks. There's no university. If he doesn't have chemistry coming immediately, he's in big trouble here, I think. Well, not necessarily. Because Yo doesn't have 2 castles. I think it all still depends on how this goes. But getting a university up, and there it is. So you can get chemistry right away. It's huge. Because Burmese get bomber cannons and Incas do not. And that can sometimes change things in a Trebor. And Yo didn't know about this castle. Or maybe he does know about the castle. But both players are an imp now. Yo was faster to this Treb. But in theory, Saymyname should be faster to the 1st and 2nd Treb here. He actually has to buy wood for it. And he has the hill. I don't know, guys. Like, this might be a game where the units they're making doesn't matter as much as the siege. Obviously, over here, the Erembi and skirmishers will matter. But there's not an awful lot that they can use their military for apart from after, you know, doing some things after the castles go down. Erembi still have no upgrades, so they should be getting out of here. Skirmishers have great upgrades. Yo's going to be happy about that. But I'm just keeping an eye on how much stone is left. Yo seems to still have plenty. And the repair villagers, too. These Erembi need to run away. And this is where you have to repair. Honestly, guys, it just comes down to the castles here. Especially because they both have the relics behind here. Stone mining and also the Gold mining coming in very late here for Saymyname. Is getting masonry, though, and does have chemistry, and is starting to make bomber cannons. Oh, boy. This could be rough for Yo. Now, what's sad is the trebs for Saymyname are not actually on the hill. But I think since his castle's on the hill, he receives a little less damage from Yo's trebs, so it's still fine. Also running away with these Erembi. Yo looking to expand to more golds, as he should be doing. Yo is going to lose this castle. I think he just completed... No, he didn't complete masonry. Excuse me. And now the trebs will move forward. And Yo's got all this pop, but can he actually do anything with it right now? He's got a crazy eco. Oh, this is going to be a pathing problem, isn't it? Oh, no, they chopped the tree. Well done, people. Well done. Oh, no, it still could be a pathing problem. Okay. Now, Yo has a decision to make here. So, Yo, he might see the bomber cannon, and you can try and shoot the bomber cannon with your trebs. And occasionally, you'll get the hit, but then, of course, you're not doing damage to the castle. So, you have to make a decision based on what you think is going to be best for you. And I think the best thing is for him to try and take out the castle, because even if he takes out the bomber cannon, he's still going to lose his castle. He's still going to need some stuff here. He's got skirms raiding at the moment. And the bomber cannon did just go down. We are seeing a tech switch from both of them. It is going to be Eagles for Yo. And it is going to be Light Cav for Saymyname, but he does not have the best food eco. Light Cav are going to be a great option against skirmishers. They're not going to be a great option against Eagles with the lack of upgrades. So Yo has the better economy, but he's starting to lose position. Can Saymyname hold on here? He's selling wood to get gold, too. He did have a lot of bomber cannons in queue. Oh, it said he had 4 in queue. It was out of 1 siege workshop. Oh, I did not realize that little detail. Yo loses another treb, though. I'm telling you, man. These skirms are going to get cleared. Yo's could lose his trebs here. Like, Yo's going to need to have Elite Eagle. He's going to still need to get upgrades. He's going to be running into potentially Erembi and Lightcap. If Saymyname could just macro a little better here, this is a fine position. Good job from Yo to snipe another bomber cannon. But still, it'd be a fine position for Saymyname. Just Saymyname has to sort out his economy. Also, how good of a job has Yo done to just buy time here with these 2 freaking trebs? I think Yo has played this very well, Cav. I don't think there's a lack of respect here. I think it's just all comes down to how long he could hold this type of position until he can get Elite Eagle, because there's not a lot of units out there that can kill Elite Eagle right now. Now, do you want to dive under castles with Elite Eagles? Not necessarily, but Yo's got a lot of military, and Yo's taking out more bomber cannons. And he's taken out, what, 4 or 5 at this point? He's now going to take 2 trebs. He still has his 2 trebs firing. He loops around and will take out more bomber cannons. Saymyname must be like, what can I do? What can I do? And he's panicking. He's going to add a new TC and some farms, but oh my god. Yo still hasn't lost all of his trebs. We have fabric shields, which means more armor for these tanky eagles. I think Yo can take this game now, but just simply due to how many things he's taken out. Remember, he's got a castle over here. He's got more gold and stone coverage. And the eagles, I said they wouldn't want to fight underneath the castle because they will die to castle fire, but there's no resistance. There is no resistance. And they're still very good against castle fire compared to some other units out there. That went from, and we have a pause now, I assume. Saymyname is probably like, what just happened? Is he hacking? Saymyname had 4 trebs and like 2 bomber cannons. Yo had skirmishers and 2 trebs. And that turned into Yo having 1 treb remaining. And Saymyname having 0 siege remaining. That was ridiculous, man. That was ridiculous. And now I think it's over because the Eagles are just going to hit so many different areas. And Saymyname has to react to that, which means he probably will lose the castle in the middle. Like, he's got to choose something now. And Yo's just going to switch position on him nonstop. Yeah, that was insane. I think something that Saymyname really struggled with, he was a little too tunnel visioned. And maybe he didn't have, there he calls the GG. Maybe he didn't have enough farms on the way to Castle Age. Remember, we talked about that. Or sorry, not on the way to Castle Age, on the way to Imp. So let's see. They're both on the way to Imp here. Oh, they're both in Imp here. Okay, they're both imping here. It actually doesn't look as bad as I thought it would. 29 versus 35. But let's maybe go to like 33 minutes. Okay, 36 versus 26. 35. 40 versus 22. 40 versus 21. So yeah, I mean, Yo's economy was just much better when it came to his, well, all of his resources. And I think we're actually going to see that. Let me go back, actually, to total resources collected. And yeah, he was slightly behind with some golden stone, but he had way better food and wood eco that game and was able to push up the gut there. That was really impressive from Yo. Like, yeah, he had the lead, but after losing 2 castles there, it really looked like things could start to fall apart for him. And it's not like Burmese can't go for counters to eagles. Like, I'm sure people are just going to be like, why didn't he go champion? Why didn't he go more Aaron by? He just didn't have the economy and the time for it because Yo got into everything so much faster. So Yo takes the series lead. It's a best of 5. And we'll see what happens in the next game now. Alrighty. So we got 2-1 here for Yo. First quarterfinal of the Resurgence. I think, so I don't get yelled at, I'm supposed to have an image up here, chat. Not that Jordan would yell at me. He has his minions do that. Okay, Saymyname playing as the Vietnamese. He is also Vietnamese. So does that make him twice as good with this? I don't know. A Vietnamese player playing as Vietnamese knows exactly where Yo is. If you missed the early stages of the series, Yo lost a boar to Saymyname. And it was right on the front. And here comes Saymyname. Now, if life is fair, he's going to use his Civs bonus, know where the opponent's TC is, go over here, and he's going to steal this rhino. And I think he's going to steal the rhino. What? Oh, he's like, okay, I think he's thinking I'm here so early that I might as well try and look for some sheep as well. Yeah, so again, Sahara is kind of like Arabia. You've got these tiny wood lines in the middle. Normally, you're expanding your eco to the sides, though. And you've got much bigger gold spots. And I don't agree with what Saymayname's doing here. I mean, you're going to want your scout home to probably do some stuff anyways. Why not take the rhino? I don't get it. It's just asking to be lamed. This is really going to bother me. And I think Yo saw his scout now. So Yo's like, oh, thank God. He didn't find my forward rhino. Let me take that. And let me just track his scout so he doesn't steal something from me. So very, very weird. I mean, okay, maybe you get 2 goats, but Yo's here the entire time. Very safe play from Yo, obviously. And now we do have an important thing to talk about. So look at the HP at the bottom left. It's the exact same. Yo hasn't scouted Saymyname. So if anyone's going to go back, I think it should be Yo. And it ends up being Saymyname. It's kind of a bluff. You're like, I'm not going to leave. So what are you going to do about it? Well, he finds a hill. Yo knows the hill's going to be there. Takes the hill. Impressive start from Yo. But I cannot understand why in a tournament game where you have been lamed and you have lost a boar, I cannot understand why you would not take that. That bothers me. I hope he doesn't live to regret that. Vietnamese, they do not spend wood on their eco upgrades, which is a very good and underrated eco bonus. They also get more HP on their archers. So typically you're playing into archers with them. You could go for scouts or something if you really wanted to. Yo's going to see this. ACCM spots that he's been spotted. And he goes for the hill. Yo spots that. And I don't think Yo was following the goat, but ends up finding it. Now finds the opponent's berries as well. So he has an idea of where his opponent is. Like, the argument against stealing the boar is that your scout's going to have low HP. And then he ended up taking an engagement, and his scout has lower HP than it ever would have if he lamed. So it's looking twice as bad now for Saymyname. And also, if I said ACCM, I didn't mean that. Sorry. Okay, Yo's going to see this. So now Yo knows exactly what his opponent's up to. And Saymyname is going to run across the map. He's going to double check to see what Yo's up to. Poles, it's all about the farming eco. Also, if they mine stone, they receive a bit of gold income too. And Yo is already starting to wall up. I think he wants very safe economy. And he's going for full walls, knowing his opponent's going to be making militia right now. He just confirmed that. And so if I'm saying my name, normally you wait until you have 2 militia, I'd start sending them right away. But I'm not sure he's going to be able to get through here. Shrub Mill, I have a YouTube video on it. It was uploaded 2 or 3 days ago now. Red Bull Wololo is going to be an event that has $50,000 prize pool for AOE1, $200,000 prize pool for AOE2, and $300,000 prize pool for AOE4. And it's all happening over a 10-day period in a castle in Germany. I made a little video about it if you want to watch it. Gave my thoughts on everything. Okay, 2 militia coming out. I mean, I don't know. The decision-making from Yo just seems to be better, right? I mean, he's up 2-1 here. He also has the name. He's got the glory. You know, we know Yo. But we know Yo for a reason. And ACCN, Yo would never have just passed up the opportunity to steal that Rhino. Would have never passed up that opportunity. Yeah, the best thing you could really look for here, if you're saying my name, is a house to attack. Like this house, at least force him to build a new house or repair a house or something. You know, second best case, this is really all worst case scenarios, would be just attack the palisades. Yo might not even make army here, honestly. I could see Yo being very greedy, getting his farm and his wood upgrade, and just going full macro here. And ACCM... God! Say my name, sorry. Not ACCM. Now I've put that into my mind, and I'm not going to be able to avoid it. But I think this is going to be a fast castle for him. And so unless we see a barracks from Yo, I'm pretty sure he's just going to go for eco. But, oh, no, okay, there's a barracks. So he's probably expecting pressure from the opponent. Yeah, houses are weaker now than they ever have been. And so it would have been ideal to find a house there. We all thought the best years were behind us, and then Red Bull decided to research Sanctity and build another forward university. Yeah, 6 months ago, I was getting hate mail about how I killed AoE2. And about how I would regret it for the rest of my life. Yada, 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 yada. You go to AoE zone, which I suppose is notoriously negative. Like, oh, prize pools are going to be down. This is bad, blah, 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 blah. What do you know? It's almost like Age of Empires 2 is going to last a very long time. Now, I mean, Yo is going to go for archers, which is, this is a little flip-floppy, right? This is not exactly how you would have expected things to open up. Bulls aren't really known for that. But, no, he is still getting the farm and the wood upgrade, and he is going to invest into some farms around this full work eventually. But I think it could be fine for Say My Name, as long as Say My Name has the right, macro behind this. Because if he starts to go archers and he's fast castle archers, it's not like Yo's going to break through here with anything. He could probably sit here. That's going to be annoying. But yeah, anyways, I feel like getting into crossbow versus archers from poles is not going to be the end of the world here. It's good, guys. Water under the bridge at this point. Water under the bridge. We're good. Obviously, you guys being here, you guys have my back. I appreciate that. Yeah, after the platform switch, things got pretty crazy for a while there, man. Okay, so Archer for Yo is just going to clear this. At this point, Yo should know his opponent's going fast castle. I'm very curious on how Yo plays this now, because he only has this gold here that he can take, right? And that can be ranged. So he's clearly starting to house wall things, so he's worried about the future. But he hasn't gone to stone yet for any towers either. But he literally just made one archer. That's it. We've got an archer range. We've got a blacksmith. And we're see loom now for Say My Name. Say My Name's good. It still bothers me. That rhino is still in the back of my mind. I still wish we would have seen that rhino get taken, but I think Yo is going to need to stonewall. Or he's going to need to tower, or both, or something. I don't know. Say My Name with amazing FC. And Yo, he also didn't have to wall quite as early as Yo did, right? But Yo's eco is going to be lights out. You get 10% of your farm's food eco. Oh, don't complete the farm yet. Don't complete the farm yet. Don't complete it. Oh, my God. I can't even tell. Hold on. There's nothing else we have to look at right now. We have to go slow-mo on this, man. Okay. What completed first? The full work or the farm? Because the farm has to be completed. Go back. Next to the full work. Okay, you ready? This is so close. I can't tell. I think the farm completed right after. What is that timing, yo? What is that timing? Photo finished, but he got the plus 10 food. And he is actually going to be up pretty shortly as well here. Again, though, the concern is simply the fact that he isn't going to have military, which translates that well into the long term. I think he's going to go into skirms. Yeah, he's made a skirm now, so I guess he wants to go elite skirm. Obviously going to have the food eco. I like how Yo is going house walls, though. Like, if it was Palisades, he'd have trouble. I'm just a little concerned about his gold. Remember, the eco upgrades don't cost wood for Vietnamese, so that's really, really helpful here. Saymyname was able to get all of that. And Saymyname is going to be the offensive player. Yo's going to have to play full defense for the next probably 5 to 10 minutes. I don't see a way that he could really get some good villager kills in. Wait, you can't turn subtitles off on the Chromecast? Are you sure about that? You can turn it off on the app I use on my Apple TV, but if so, that kind of sucks. Subtitles could be hilarious, though. I had someone saying yesterday that anytime I said chat, the subtitles thought I was saying Chad. I've also used subtitles in my YouTube videos, and some crazy stuff happens. But okay, Bodkin arrows in, crossbows in. Yo tried his best to snipe something there. But now his wood line's going to be hit. And that's maybe the one thing I needed to talk about more. Yeah, he's gone for house walls, but he can't... What's happening? Did he drop? He didn't... What? He was microing here? Okay, I actually thought that he disconnected there. Yo just lost 2 villagers. And now he can't comfortably take wood. He did not disconnect. This is awful. This is an awful position for Yo. Gonna bring the scout in. Let's see if Saymyname notices that. Killing the scout would be super nice. And he does. So he'll kill the scout. That's amazing. The lion is also attacking one of Yo's skirms. I'd love to see a siege workshop forward or just a town center at home for Saymyname. You've killed villagers. You know your opponent's going into elite skirm, but he can't really catch you yet. He's actually going to try and take engagements against this. This Saymyname player has incredible micro. When your micro is so bad, T90 thinks you dropped. Well, it's only because his micro is normally so good that I thought he dropped. So if anything, me saying that is not an insult, but a compliment. Aha. Guys, elite skirm costs like 160 gold, not 300 wood, 270, 280 wood. It also takes twice as long to research when compared to crossbow. So, you know, the game plan of going into elite skirm was always going to be an issue here against that good of a fast castle time from Saymyname, who I will remind you again beat Tato 3-2 in the previous round to get here up against Mr. Yo. So, this is a player I know you guys like to meme about with the whole name thing. Say my name when I say, or you say my name when I say my name. You know what I'm talking about. But he's a good player. But I'm not sure if I love the stable. We will see. Against any other civ, bring the knight out, push the skirmishers, and then you have full map control and your opponent can't take gold. But with poles, they do get some gold income when they are mining stone. I think Yo is checking it. It's like almost like it looks like he's hiding, but I think he's actually looking for a sneaky army. I can't really tell. Anyways, I mean, these palisades could still go down. And we are going to see a town center, I believe, for Saymyname. I imagine this villager is going to build it. I'm not sure why the villager's there otherwise, and yes. Okay. So, let's talk upsides for Yo. Yo's been on 2 TCs for a bit. Yo has his wood, and he has his farm upgrade. And now that he has a second farm upgrade, when he starts to place these farms next to these full works, That food count is going to shoot up big time. He also has the resources to maybe go for a third TC, to be super greedy. And this is not going to be denied. And I thought the opening was so good for Saymyname, but that's stable, man. That stable just feels out of place now. That said, he will be happy that he has a knight when he goes to address the skirmishers. And I'm sure he'll be happy with the control. But yo, he won the previous game with better food and wood eco with Incas of all civilizations. And now he's got the poles. And I love how Yo is playing this. I think he should even bring his skirm... Yeah, bring the skirms back in. I don't know if he spotted a knight or what, but bring him in. He senses something's up. Now his TC's there on golds. And if he could just work towards a defensive castle on his golds, he's fine. I think these town centers were very late from Saymyname. Okay, skirms hop out here from Yo. Get some good damage in. Where's the knight? This knight, you're useless, okay? You are completely useless. You were like... you know what? I can't even think of any comparisons to anything else I've ever encountered in life because you're that useless. Oh, but he's going to have a friend now. Okay, so they can be useless together. I don't know, guys. Like, the thing is, 2 knights would probably die to skirms. I mean, he did research the armor upgrade. Look at Yo. He dives through. He backs away. As he backs away, he's killing more crossbows. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Knight's not so useless anymore. T90 bullied the knight. Good micro there from Saymyname. This hill's going to be so important. It's all about the castle timing for Yo now. Can Yo get a castle down here? If he gets a castle down here, he's going to love life. That is a hilarious position for a market. You don't normally see that because people normally farm around the TC. Big moments here over the next couple minutes as we have really good economy for Saymyname behind this. Sub 2-minute idle TC time for Yo, who's been under pressure. Almost a minute of TC idle time for Saymyname. That's impressive for both of them. And Yo is heavy on stone. He knows. I think if Yo sees the army here, he's going to say, whew, and he's going to build the castle. I think that's what happens. Yep. Look, he sees the army here. He's like, okay, this is my time. And I just had to really hope that he doesn't push me with siege. I think this is the classic case, and I can so relate to this problem. Saymyname has tried to do too much here. He had the lead, just add the town centers. You're not going to kill Yo with 1 or 2 knight addition at that time. And then, you know, he finally starts to add in more knights. He says, let's go siege, but now he doesn't actually added the siege. Right? The order of events is off here. And I actually favor Yo now. Yo's food economy is incredible. Even though he doesn't have as many farms. He can kind of relax a little bit more. And Saymyname will have siege, but can't really use it offensively unless he wants to maybe hit a wood line. Now, which civ has the better late game is an interesting question. I think Vietnamese have the greatest peak with rats and archers and halberdier, let's say, and elephants. But Poles, it's all about making a ton of cheap units. And so if Yo can continue to farm back here, I could see Yo going for his unique technology when he's on his way to Imp and spamming so many Cavalier that it might be too tough for Saymyname to deal with. Like, Saymyname's not going to have walls, right? And so Yo could just show up with Cavalier all over the place and raid. Yo must be so pleased with how things have gone the last 5 minutes. See his resources climbing. I don't think getting second armor would make sense for either player here. I don't think you necessarily benefit from getting it for the skirms. And spending those resources on getting it for... Big shot for Yo. On getting it for the knights for Saymyname would just delay your Imperial age time more. He's already... Like, the damage he's doing here is damage that he would do anyways. Saymyname needs to keep these crossbows alive. He gets ballistics! And okay, he only lost 1 there. Yo forced into a castle behind here. You could tell Yo's trying to play greedy with this, right? I'm surprised he didn't pull his siege and his skirmishers back here. Like, delete this house and run through. That monastery positioning is really making things awkward for him at the moment. But he is on the way to Imp. And I think we've seen some tournament nerves for both of them, perhaps. ACCM trying to do a little too much. And Yo maybe not doing enough at times, but he'll get the castle up. And he's got another TC. He's expanding his farms. Telling you with poles, man. It gets crazy from here. But Yo's not going to have a strong opening in early imp. There's no indication that he's going to really be able to upgrade something right away. Did I say ACCM again? Okay. Don't listen. Listen. Don't pay attention to anything I say. Okay? You guys should already know this. All right? I make mistakes all the time. It is say my name. Okay? I apologize. Nothing I say is factual. This is all an illusion. It's all a lie. You've been deceived all along. Okay, so he's getting cav upgrades. So I don't know how to actually say the unique tech. It's like Sriracha. I call it Sriracha. That technology is huge. And that means the gold price of your knights is 60% off. Bloodlines, you got chain barding armor, you got husbandry. I think we're going to see all-in Cavalier here. I'm going to tell you what Peak Yo would do over the next couple minutes. You ready? Peak Yo sees this castle, and he says, ha ha ha, oh, that's cute. And he sends his first army here, and then he maybe loops a couple in here, and he loops a couple in here. Saymyname will scramble and be like, oh god, what do I do? And try and deal with it as he has trebs here, right? And then Yo just snipes the trebs with the next wave. That is what Peak Yo would do. Now, I don't know if we're looking at Peak Yo. We might just be looking at very close to Peak Yo. But I'm curious to see how Yo handles this. Because he doesn't actually know about the castle right now. But he might assume as he loses his monk. Actually, hasn't gotten a single relic. Also, lots of gold over here. Why is there all this gold in the north, but not any gold in the south? That's got to be a weird bug. Did he get the unique tech, guys? I didn't notice him get the unique tech. He has to have gotten the unique tech from here. I probably missed it. Okay, and now he sees the castle. So, Yo knows his opponent is going Arbalest. He will recognize that poles also do not get the final armor, which means when engaging against the Arbalest up a hill, it's not that good. But again, curious to see what he does with his numbers. He's got a lot of stables. He's even getting crop rotation. He's got plenty of gold for now. Obviously, if he were to lose this castle, though, he would lose most access to his gold. So that's the thing. It's like, you want to address this right now, but that's what that's what Say My Name wants, is to force you to fight up that hill. Let's see where Yo goes with his army. If Yo were to stay here, it's possible he loses his trebuchet. I'm shocked. We haven't seen that move out from him. This is looking better and better for Say My Name. He takes the treb. Okay, here we go. Now, look at this from Say My Name. He recognizes what Yo will do, and he's already walled up. Now, there could be one hole could ruin his entire day, but this is so good from him, man. He's taking this serious, and now he could move forward with his trebs. And you see what Yo's doing? His next wave was waiting for those trebuchets. Oh, no! There was a hole! Oh, God! There was a hole! It was between the stable and the gate. Oh, pain. Pain, pain, pain. But still, he is pressuring on this side. The thing is, though, guys, there's so many Cavalier in queue. There's so many of them. And it's so cheap to make the Cavalier. You don't even need that much gold to make the Cavalier. And this is going to do so much damage. He needed to have the walls down. One hole. I mean, obviously houses would have been attacked. You know, he would have had to do more work. But what a sad time. As he's actually going for Cavalier as well. Not as cheap, obviously. Yo loses his castle. He's going to build another castle here, though. So that tells you how confident he is right now. And he's got so many Cavalier in queue. This will get dealt with. It's 150 pop versus 160. Say My Name's Arbalest are completely outnumbered now. Like, this civilization is insane if they can get their eco rolling. And so Yo does the same thing again. This is so smart. This is what you have to do. You could engage against this, and that's fine. But if you hit their base and then your new army engages against this, they don't know what to do. And maybe you can only do it with poles because the units are so cheap. But Yo is, I think, going to win this game and win this series right here. The reason Yo was able to break in is because he clicked beyond it, right? It'll take you right through the hole. You don't actually have to know it's there, and this is where Saymyname falls apart. He was able to take Tato to the 5th game, and he was able to beat Tato. But I don't know, man. Actually, the lack of armor is hurting him so bad there. But he's falling apart here, Saymyname. Yo still has access to gold. He's got surely enough gold. Now, he won't, though, if Saymyname continues this push. So Saymyname has to continue this push. If he leaves his Trebs to defend his base, he loses the game because the Trebs will go down, his push is stalled. Problem is, I don't know if he has enough to deal with the raids in his base right now. Yo also just running by with a relic there. Yo catching reinforcements. Yo is actually trebbing this side as well to hit the TC. Yo is kind of everywhere. He's checking this gold after taking out this gold. He's still got more Cavalier massing. I said it like I said it in January. That was when I really started to figure out polls. I think this Civilization's unique tech is almost too strong. Now, I love the polls. I still want everything about the Civ to stay the same, except maybe make it like 40% off on gold. Because this is nuts! Thank God they don't get the final armor, though. I'm not sure it really matters. Yo has 200 population. Saymyname calls the GG. And this is where you start to talk about what could have been for Saymyname. And what could have been for Saymyname if he stole that boar at the start. We'll never know. We'll never know. Easy for a caster to say he should have done that now. I thought he actually opened Castle Age very good. I just think when he opened Castle Age and added that stable, he should have added the TCs right away. Like, let's look at the timings. Okay, so he's in Castle Age for a bit at this stage. This is all fine. This is all fine. This is all fine. Let's see. Right about... I think this is where the stable goes up. I could be wrong. There. Boom. You delete that stable, you have 300 wood, and you're adding a second town center. You've killed 2 villagers at Yo's base, and Yo's just now adding the second town center. You have full control of the map. This stable delayed the eco so much, and then it was even worse than that, guys, because look at this. Just watch how long it takes. Still waiting for a town center. 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 Hey, guess what? I'm still waiting for a town center. Hey, a town center would be nice. Hey, no town center. Hey, no town center. There's not a town center. Where's the town center? I need a town center. I need a town center. Please give me a town center. I need a town center. Give me a town center. There's the town center. You see what I mean? So I got a little crazy there, but he had an advantage in map control. He had an advantage in economy, and then he didn't commit to his economy after getting the lead. And when you're up against Yo and you know he's like back here and he's got his farms and you know he's always dangerous with the poles, I think he tried to do too much. When you think you're an underdog and you get ahead, you try and do a little too much at times, and I think that was a classic example of that. GG. Hope people enjoyed this cast. Hope people enjoyed this best of 5. For everyone who sees this on YouTube, thanks for watching. Leave a comment if you watched to the very end and didn't fall asleep. There's the resources. The next best of 5 is coming up here for those that are live. YouTube, it'll be there eventually. And we have 4 quarterfinals to cast, or 3 more to cast. I guess, hopefully I won't say ACCM anymore by mistake. And then we'll have the semis and we'll have the finals. But GG, good to see Yo go through to the semifinal. Exciting stuff for him.